From gods of death loving apples to one of the highest kill counts in all of anime, to extreme mental mind games and manipulation, Death Note is a stranger to none. With sounds trending on TikTok each and every year, and new games being created decades after its release, Death Note is a timeless, masterful piece of fiction. But I also feel like it's very misunderstood for many different reasons. But first, what is Death Note? I should not have to explain what the Death Note is, bro. If you haven't, you had 20 years, bro. Come on now. But for those of y'all who are uncultured, in class, the most genius school shooter ever sees a flying notebook.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Upon picking it up, he now has the power to kill any human by writing down their full name and having their face in mind as well. And thus, the self-proclaimed
God of this new world
is born. But will this be the beginning of the end? Morality. Morality is described as a moral discourse, statement, or lesson. A bird is an animal. Animals are a part of nature, one of the purest creations this earth has to offer. So if someone kills a random bird drinking water in a pond, do you think that they deserve to die? Now imagine if someone kills your pet bird. Does that change? Now imagine if someone kills your sibling or a family member of yours. Themes like this are explored in Death Note, with Light killing criminals and people that he deems to be evil in order to create a world rid of all evil. And also the sinister, haunting orchestral music plus the unique gothic undertones and imagery lure you in a very dark and pleasant way. Just like Succubus by Ken Carson. Don't be afraid. If you wanna lead, don't let me get in your way. And the story and Light's journey is what keeps you hooked for the ride. Or at least that's what's supposed to keep you hooked. Because then comes along another character by the name of L. L is the epitome of emo, bro. He cut his life into pieces way before you could even think about what a thought was. The final boss of neurodivergence. Light and L's dynamic is a battle of intelligence, complexity, and lawful justice versus self-proclaimed justice. But you really shouldn't care about Light and L that much. So if you think that the second half of Death Note is bad, there are 3 reasons as to why you feel this way. At least in my opinion. The first is because it almost may have not existed. After Light kills L in episode 25, the creators of Death Note, Tsugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata, were allegedly pressured to continue the series due to its popularity, and also possibly the ending of Light killing L maybe being too dark for shonen audiences, for younger boys and people watching and reading Death Note at that time. Even though the fucking name is Death Note and people die in like the first episode, and there's literally Shinigami and evil looking shit in the story. So if you making the quote unquote villain win in the first place was too dark for boys, maybe it shouldn't have been in Shonen Boy Jump. But like I said, I'm falling back, I digress. And Oba and Obata also even created a new manga by the name of Bakuman to express their frustrations as to why they felt like they were forced to create another half of Death Note. The second reason is because the show loves L too much. The creator of Death Note, Tsugumi Oba's favorite character was L, but he's also a fan favorite character as well. So after Death Note really connects you to L, and also L to Light, and they take that away from you, what do you think you'll have? Nothing. I literally didn't have shit. I had negative, bro, because like when I first watched Death Note for the first time on YouTube after episode 25, I did something very stupid. I skipped to the last episode of Death Note and I watched it backwards, which may have affected why I feel the way that I do about the final half of Death Note, because I feel like too many different people hate on it. And the third reason is because Death Note was never about L or even Light and L. It was always about Light's fall from grace and his defeat at the hands of the 2 secondary characters, Nier and Mello. Nier is just L from Etsy, bro. Like, he's fucking plagiarized L, bro. He's plagiarized L. Oh yeah, you can copy up my homework, just don't make it look obvious. But Mello is the underrated hero. He's the underrated character out of the 2. And Light will still be alive to this day, probably blowing Misa's back out and just living the time of his life as the god of the new world, if not for Mello, because his character is misunderstood. Mello's very rash and reckless nature and the way that he did things led him to actually testing out the Death Note for himself and subsequently sacrificing himself, all in order to set the pieces of the puzzle up for Nier to solve the puzzle, beat the game, and defeat Light Yagami and Kira. As far as its influence on anime today, Death Note is also very misunderstood in my opinion. There would be no Attack on Titan, Parasite the Maxim, Code Geass, Tokyo Ghoul, Inuyashiki, The Promised Neverland, Terror in Resonance, and many other different anime without Death Note. As far as the creature, otherworldly second character, main character duo, and the main character with world-changing goals, Death Note was one of the most notable anime to popularize this on a global scale. Old people know about Death Note, young niggas know about Death Note, everybody does. It's for all audiences, it's for everybody. So always give credit where it's due, as Death Note being one of the best, most influential, timeless works of art to ever grace the face of this earth, and probably all of the other different universes and planet Earths and galaxies out there. I sound like I'm sucking, I kinda am. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to become a senpai or a senpaiette, the best, most beautiful, inclusive community on YouTube. I'm gonna go. My leg is numb, but go work out, go have fun, enjoy life. Happy Halloween. Y'all be safe, okay? Also, I wanted to tell you that I'm ill. So go to my Instagram and like my pictures from my birthday. Or kiddo, we'll write your name down in the Death Note, okay? I'm just playing. Don't get upset about the things that they want you to get upset about. You need to enjoy your life today. I love you. Goodbye and peace.
So now I